Imagine you wake up tomorrow morning, grab your passport, and hop on a plane, and you won't need to worry about applying for a visa at dozens of countries' borders. Sounds like freedom, right? It is not just a dream for some for holders of certain national passports, it is the reality. Today, we're re-exploring 10 of the most powerful passports in the world in 2025, the ones that give their citizens the greatest travel freedom. Before we dive in, if you enjoy this sort of content, please hit like, share this video with anyone who dreams of traveling the world, and comment below which country you'd visit first if you had full visa-free access. First, let's look at the passport ranked number 1. The passport of Singapore allows visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to 193 destinations according to the Henley and Partners Passport Index for 2025. That means a Singapore citizen can wake up and travel to 193 places without the typical visa hassle. That is unmatched freedom. If you're watching this and you're a Singapore citizen, drop a Singapore in the comments. Next up, coming in essentially second place, we have Japan and South Korea. Each of these passports grants access to roughly 190 destinations without needing a pre-visa. So if you held a Japanese or South Korean passport, you'd be extremely well positioned to travel almost anywhere. Behind them, tied among a number of European nations such as Finland, Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and others are additional passports that provide access to about 189 destinations. These passports combine strong diplomatic relationships, visa waiver agreements, and global mobility to deliver outstanding freedom of travel. Next in line, we find another set of European countries: Austria, Belgium, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, and Sweden, whose passports allow access to about 188 countries. If you're looking from an individual mobility standpoint, having one of these passports puts you in the almost anywhere club. Then we move further down the list. Countries like Greece, New Zealand, and Switzerland are identified in the 2025 rankings as giving visa-free access to around 187 destinations. These still rank among the top globally in passport power, but just a notch below the very top. It is worth noting that some sources show the passport of the United States at about the 10th position with access to around 182 destinations in 2025. While still excellent, this shows how competitive and shifting the world of travel freedom has become. If you are a US passport holder watching this, hit like and comment USA, so we hear from you. Now let's take a short pause. If you had the passport to travel to 190 countries visa-free, how would you use it? Would you go for business, vacation, study, or live abroad? Comment below your travel plan. Continuing, ULLC that mobility isn't just about how many countries you can go to, but how globally connected your country's diplomacy, economy, and reputation are. That means some of these strong passports come from countries that invest a lot in international relations, economic partnerships, and global standing. For example, the reason Singapore, Japan, and South Korea are top is not only travel policy, but broad global engagement. Also, but an interesting point, fewer countries hold the top-tier position now because many European countries are sharing similar visa-free access counts. So, there's a lot of tie ranking. For example, a large group of EU countries each hovered around 189-190 destinations. This shows how global mobility is less about a single winner and more about clusters of very strong passports. Let's highlight 5 specific passports from different regions to round out our list of 10. One of the strongest Asian passports, we already mentioned Singapore, Japan, South Korea, several European ones, Finland, France, Germany, Italy, Spain. A strong Middle Eastern or Gulf passport, for example, the United Arab Emirates passport has climbed in recent years dramatically due to increased visa-free agreements. A high-ranking other region passports such as Australia or Canada, which are strong but slightly lower than the top European Asian group. And lastly, the US as a familiar benchmark for many viewers. So by assembling, the 10 most powerful passports or leading the top tier in 2025 would include Singapore, Japan, South Korea, Finland, Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, United Arab Emirates, and depending on ties, possibly others like Switzerland, Netherlands. The key point: these passports give their holders access to approximately 193 destinations without requiring pre-visa. If you're making a video, you can break it into roughly 3-minute chunks per country region. So you cover 10 passports in about 30 minutes total, including intros, transitions, and calls to action. At the NULL want to say, which passport do you think is the strongest? Do you agree with this ranking? Comment below with your thoughts. Like this video if you learned something new, and share it so your friends can see how travel-free their passport might be. Finally, remember, a passport as power is not just about travel. It reflects a country's diplomatic relationships, economic strength, and global connections. So when you hold one of the top passports, you're holding more than a document. You're holding mobility, opportunity, and access. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this countdown, please click that like button, subscribe for more travel and global insight content, and share this one with someone who dreams of visiting the world. Safe travels, and see you in the next video.